Hey everybody, Robert here from Black Belt Gaming, continuing my playthrough, Chapter 3. This is Campaign 1, A Blade in the Dark. I know how to find Silna Athen. She won't see me coming. So we're attempting this basically assassination. So as we begin the new turn, I believe this is turn 11, we need to draw an event card. Let's do that. Contract on cultists. The Black Sacrament has been formed and a group of cultists must die. The Brotherhood demands it. 2 threat and a marker on Falkrith. Put a marker down here on Falkrith. This is a world quest. 2 threat go on the board. I guess I'll go ahead and put those on my main quest here. So again, after drawing an event card, move a Thalmor Justice tokens on the board towards the starting player and add a new token at a wilderness space. So we've got this one. He's actually going to move where I need to go. So we're going to probably have to deal with that guy first. Probably this one would move up here. This one probably moving over here. And then we need to add another one on the board. How many does that make? 1, 2, 3. There's 6 of these. We can't run out. I guess I'll just spread these out. Let's put another one over here. During our movement step, we're going to move to this space. This is where we're wanting to get to for the quest. We can't attempt to complete the quest because there is an enemy there. So we're heading into combat again with one of the Justicars. So just perhaps slightly repetitive, but that's part of what's going on in this particular part of the campaign. We have to fight another one of these guys. So the first thing we will attempt in this combat is trying to get 2 successes on a sneak, and we've got a really good chance to do that. So 1 success out of the first 3 dice. And that's another success and another success. So already 3, plenty there. And so we do manage to get the first attack on the Justicar. Let's pay our stamina cost. And let's get this guy's armor on. He's got light armor at 5 or 4 and magic armor at 5. So looking at our weapon, we were going, well, we can go with either slash or swing. Why don't we go with a slash attack since we got the sneak attack and we can choose either one. So we're talking 5 heavy damage. That's going to just destroy this light armor. So that is removed and we enter the first round of regular combat. We're going to give our follower his first attempt to attack. And he gets an axe, which is a slap, which does 1 point of light armor. So we'll move the magic armor down a notch. Then the enemy will make his roll, and he gets the skull, which is a firebolt, doing, it looks like either 2 heavy or 2 magic. That would do 2 magic to us. So we could absorb 1 of those points, but the other point would get through and do a point of health damage. Why don't we go ahead and take that damage? We'll reduce our health by 1, and this will still give us a chance to retaliate. So we're going to swing again removing 2 stamina, and make a 4 dice swing attack, trying to get 1 success. And we got 2. We did a total of 4 light damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we, once again, dispatch the Falmar Justicar, gaining 3 experience and 2 gold. So 2 more gold, taking us to 13. 3 more experience. I guess that's enough, isn't it? We're ready to level up, I think. We needed 14, right? 15. So, yeah, we're good to level up at the end of this turn. I guess that's the good thing about running into these guys on the road. So that's going to have to end that turn. We will recover our health after the battle and our stamina as well. And maybe I ought to mark my stamina without enhancements. My helmet has gained me 2 stamina, and the enchantment on the helmet has gained me 1 more. So if I'm counting this correctly, we should have leveled up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is correct. So we could boost our maximum stamina here 1 step. I know it really doesn't help us out, but in case we ever lose our helmet, we're going to know exactly where our stamina is. So I think I'm just going to do that. Now, let's choose a skill. I know my Imperial is very well set up to gain extra bonuses on restoration, but just my build has got both my hands busy, and I really don't want to have to spend the stamina to switch back and forth between a spell and another handheld item. So I depend on my sword and shield very heavily. So leaning into that and continuing to develop that, I think what I'm going to do is go with the old lockpick, just so that perhaps I can get a little bonus when dealing with traps. So although we moved up the stamina, I don't think that it technically can be any higher than this. We're just kind of set in case we lose our helmet. We'll still have an advanced level of stamina, even without, enchantments and such. So I think that is it. This turn, number 11, comes to an end. Let's move the player marker over here, and next turn, no card. All right, heading into turn 12. We are exactly where we want to be. So being on the space there in Hoffinger, we're ready to see if we can tackle this A Blade in the Dark quest. It requires you to be level 6, and I believe we're level 8 now. I think I finally learned how to read levels. So what do? Let's zoom in. It says, direct and straightforward. I hope you get results. Now go, kill that Altmer. The voice in my head cheers me while I prepare for battle. I need to clear 373, 392, and 391 in a single encounter. And I believe when they are in a single encounter, I don't think I can make use of this. It really could be called anyway. I mean, one of the viewers made a great point. It's like I cut one of them down and then, quickly kneel down and take a bite and then stand up with blood dripping off my mouth and start approaching the next enemy immediately. But I'm just assuming that this would be most useful. after you clear the part of the dungeon, let's say you're in one of these, right? And you've cleared this one and cleared that one, and your health is low. After this one's cleared, you take a bite, regain a couple of health, and then you move on to the next part. So this is an assumption. It is just an assumption on my part that maybe I can't do that unless the single encounter is cleared. But now that I'm reading this on the spot, clear this, this, and this in a single encounter. And that almost sounds like after you clear any of these, then you can heal too. So let me know again in the comments what you think. I'm going to play it so it's a bit more restrictive against me, so that I don't think I can take bites and heal anything unless I wipe out the entire encounter. But it does sort of diminish the value of being a cannibal, but I really don't know if it's that strong. I'm just really not sure which way to go with that. But I tend to, just with experience with other board games, tend to look on the more, whatever is less helpful is usually what it ends up being. So that's why I guess I'm leaning that way. All right, so just a bit of a modification here. 373 is actually another one of these Thalmor Justicars. So that is in the encounter. Boy, we're fighting a lot of them this chapter. The next one, 392, is one that I believed we removed due to a success from a previous part of the quest line. High profile. We were preparing for the assassination, and I think we've arranged it so that 392 is not present. So maybe we are watching the patterns and seeing when they're most vulnerable, and that may be a time when that guard isn't there. And the last one, 391, that is our target. That's who we're trying to assassinate here. So here we go. Again, I thought I was going to be playing a good guy, almost paladin-like Imperial. And now I'm ending up a Daedra-worshipping cannibal assassin. I just never expected that. And chef betrayer and bread maker. I never expected all this to happen this way. It's very fascinating. So here we go. We're heading into the first part of the encounter. So since this is one encounter, the toughest card to sneak up on is Silna. This is our target. So I think we need the 3 successes to get in there, but we're pretty good at sneaking. So I'm relatively confident that we can do this. Got that one. That was half of our dice. Need 2 more. And I think we've got it. We've got 2 more in there. So we have 3 successes. And we're going to get our first attack. And I think we're going to make it that heavy attack again on the Thalmor Justicar. So we're going to reduce our stamina by 2 and crack their light armor off. So that's going to be our first free attack. We hit them for 6 points of heavy damage. Totally stripped off their light armor. So let's see. I think we're ready to head into the first round. So let's roll for old Slappy Tolgan Shorttooth. Let's see what he does. He gets the old fireball, which is not a match. So he's maybe hanging back while we're doing the whole stealth thing. And we're going to attempt to let the Justicar go first. Rolls a lightning bolt, which actually is on his sheet. And we have an ice spike. That's going to do 3 magic damage to us and zap our stamina by 2 points. We may need to raise our shield here. Because what this would potentially do is, if we let that damage hit us, and we just try to absorb it with our 1 point, that would be 2 points of magic damage get through, which will do 2 health damage to us. And then we're going to lose 2 points of stamina in addition to that. That would be a total of about 4 points of damage getting through to us. Maybe the better thing to do would be to block. But if we do that, we're missing out our chance to strike. And that comes at a pretty heavy cost when I'm fighting multiple enemies. Maybe I ought to just take this damage here at first. All right, so let's do this. Let's do 2 points of health damage. And we're zapped for 2 points of stamina damage from this ice spike. And knowing the game Skyrim, the video game Skyrim, that is a pretty vicious attack. Those ice spikes will just stab right through you and take your health down pretty quick. So we get to retaliate. I think we're going to reduce our stamina by 2, wielding this heavy ebony sword. And let's go with a... slash. We're going to try the slash attack. It does heavy armor damage. 4 dice on the attack. We need 1 triangle here. And we got 1 right there. So that will hit and connect for 6 heavy damage. We just maybe decapitated here, the Justicar. Do we get the experience points here? That's a good question. I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not sure. So let's hang on for the moment. The battle is still ongoing. We'll just say he's out. Next round. That was a humanoid, so if we were going with the more powerful version of Cannibal, I just cleared that one. Then perhaps I could regain 2 health. But I'm going to play it on the more restrictive side and maybe assume that I can't do that. I still don't know if that's the right thing. But let's continue the fight. Follower. He gets the lightning bolt, which doesn't match anything. Silna. This is our target. Well, that was a bad roll, but it was still fine. She's got a nothing on her attack, a rare moment. Maybe she's morale is a bit shaken by the fact that we so quickly took out the Thalmar Justicar and then the other guard isn't there. So maybe a bit shaken. We're going to go in with a normal attack, spending 2 stamina. And we're going to go... They've got light armor and magic armor. Lots of magic armor. I really think we want to go with a heavy attack. That would be the better option. And we got a triangle, so that's lucky for us. We hit and totally destroy the light armor. Heading into the next round. Tolgan. He gets the axe. He does a slap for 1 light damage. That's going to not be absorbed by the magic armor there. Silna. Silna gets the swords, which is a swing that hits us for 4 light damage. So what do we do there? Pretty sure our armor can take this. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 light armor. So that wouldn't hurt us, but it would remove a point of stamina. So let's just take that. Then we're going to retaliate. And I think the best thing we can do with 5 points is hit with a 5-point or a 6-point heavy attack. Let's go with a slash. We'll spend 1 point of stamina, and I think we have to spend a point of health to cover this sword attack. So 4 dice coming in, looking for the triangle. And we don't have it. I think I'm going to make use of this ring. If you are the starting player, I'm always the starting player, aren't I? But interesting, the starting player marker is not on me, so I wonder if I can't use that. Maybe that's just a miss. I didn't think of that before. So maybe I can't use that each time. So just a whiff there, I guess. Let's play it that way. Let's head into the next round. Our follower, total miss, gets the skull, and he gets a heavy armor punch, and he hits for 1 damage. He's doing better than we are. Silna responds with another swing, and that would strike our armor and just do 1 point. So we kind of absorb that. Our stamina's out, so we absorb it there. So let's retaliate. We're going to spend 2 stamina and make a swing. And this, it's a slash attack. I guess it could be either one here. It doesn't matter. But my intention was to do the heavy attack, so it's a slash. The slash goes in and hits and totally takes down Silna, doing 6 points of heavy damage. So our target is eliminated. Let's see what the card says. All right, it says, wow, success. Silna Althen is dead. 1 less Thalmor chasing you in Skyrim. Good riddance. 8 experience points. All right, as I mentioned before, I did not add extra experience points from the Justicar and the gold. And a question to anyone watching, should I do that? I feel like 8 experience points plus another 3 is 11 for a single encounter. That seems to be too much. So I'm kind of leaning toward maybe no. Let's see what else it says. You've proven, here we go, we'll zoom in a bit. You've proven you're willing to do what it takes. You and I are going to be good friends forever. I'll give you what you seek, Moiva Karnai's location, and a gift. Before destroying Moiva, tell her that Mephala sends her regards. Sounds evil, doesn't it? Option 1, Mephala gives me the ebony blade. That's pretty much what I have here. We'll take a look at it. She gives me the amulet. Let me think about this. Well, since I have an ebony blade, an ebony sword already, that I'm pretty happy with, it's been upgraded and enchanted. Let's go with option 2. Let's take this amulet. 64, the amulet of Mephala. Sacrifice 1 follower to place a marker on this card up to 3 times. Increase maximum health by 1 for each marker on this card. Wow, you're basically stabbing your allies in the back or slitting their throats and killing them in order to power this amulet. What an evil game. Anyway, yeah, that's what I can do. So I think right now this one's going in the old backpack. Well, we're not done. We need to go to 254. 254 can hold up to 5 threat. Moiva Karnai is holed up in the manor house in Hoffinger. Gain 6. Really? Gain 6 more? Gain 6 experience. Place a marker on this card. When there are as many markers on this card as the number of players, go to 139. I'm a little confused here. Do I immediately gain 6? Okay, maybe this is what it is. When you gain 6 experience points, then you place a marker on this card. And then when you have as many markers on this card as the number of players, go to 139. So that's maybe what it is. You need to go and gain 6 experience points from here. So I need 6 more, I guess, than what I have, which is 8. So I need to get up to 14 experience points or more and put a marker on this card and then draw 139. That's maybe what it is. Maybe that's the quest. So odd. I feel like something's missing here, but I guess we have to go get 6 experience point to find out what's here. That's how I'm reading it. Well, the battle's over. We'll recover our stamina and our health. And I'm not gonna kill Tolgan just to give me an extra point of health. So let's clean this up and we'll get ready to head into the next turn. No leveling up or anything else to do on that spot. So we become the first player now capable of using our Ring of Luck. And let's get started with the next turn.